Hello and welcome back for the third and final video in our series on editing your faculty research profile. So we'll meet back up with researchprofiles.kettering.edu. We will then scroll down on our page to log in here at the middle, or scroll all the way down to the bottom and log in here. Once you are on your profile overview, you'll click Edit Profile, and then we are going to scroll down to where we left off after the last video, which was after education and qualifications. So the first subject area that you'll see here is keywords, and from here there's a few different things that you can do. You can enter Scopus subject areas. Mine is already set to library and information sciences, and then I can add keywords from there. I can also remove it if I choose to do so, but to add subject areas for Scopus, this is optional, but go ahead and click on that button, and then you can search here, or you can just scroll down and click around until you find what you're looking for. So if we said general chemistry, now you can see that's added to my profile. The little arrows will allow you to move these things up or down in your profile. And you can add as many of these Scopus subject areas as you'd like. The UNESCO codes are kind of the same. You can click the button, you can search here, or you can go down to an overview and then click your way down until you find exactly what you're looking for. And you can add as many of these as you'd like. Clicking the minus sign will always just remove that item from your profile. Then there's the FECYT codes, again, very similar and totally optional. You can click, you can search, and it will add to your profile. Now here's my favorite area, research interest. Yours may start out with a couple on there from your previous profile with us, or it might be totally blank. This is where you can add in any words or phrases that you would like to, and they will show up on your public profile as interests. Next, we can add disciplines if we want to do that. Mine is set to library and information science, but again, you can search, you can click through, and add as many of these as you are interested in adding. Sustainable development goals is not something that is required. If it's something that you are personally working on, these are the UN Sustainable Development Goals, and you would click that and then click on any of these that are part of your work or part of your main focus research-wise. This is another optional area where you can click yes or no on your willingness to take on PhD students. If you just leave it blank, this does not even show up anywhere on your profile. So up to you if you are interested. And then if yes, then you could add in the title or description of any of the projects that you are interested in having students work on. Down here we have visibility. Any current employee that has a profile is already set to public. If you leave the institution, we do change that to restricted, and it goes away so it doesn't appear on our public page any longer. This down here is going to look a little different with yours. As an administrator, this shows up on mine. It should not show up on yours as being editable, but you can add other external sources if you would like. And then the last part that I wanted to show you before we finish out the video series is the automated search feature. And this is really helpful for people who have Scopus profiles. Mendeley, PubMed is another good one. If you have profiles set up there, or even archive, you can turn that setting on. So let's say I have a Mendeley, I would click on, and then you can add variations of your name. So this one, it looks like it's suggesting using M. Brown and my full name Megan Brown, but you can also add other variants in addition to those, whatever you want. So some people will have two first names here, or they'll use their first two initials and then a last name. So whatever variation that you publish under, you can set that here, and you will need to do it for each of these options. One last thing with this before we move on is you have to make sure that this box is checked. Otherwise, when it runs the weekly search of these different databases, it won't let you know if it finds anything. So what it does is searches usually, I think, every 7 days, and if it finds matches with the names that you have added to your different accounts, then it will email you a task list. And what happens from there is that I'm going to go ahead and close this, but make sure if you make changes, always hit save at the bottom. But if you decide that you want to enable that, it would show up here. And when you would click on tasks, it would tell you that you have 3 Mendeley matches that you need to look over and approve or reject. So it's really handy to have if you are publishing regularly. It helps you to more quickly add this information of your publications to your profile. And as always, if you need help with any of this, please contact the library. We are always happy to help you.